There was 5 people that testified yesterday during the UAP hearing. It was for UAP transparency and the Whistleblower Protection Act that they're trying to get through. This is just a task force. It wasn't actually like a full-blown hearing. There was only a handful of people there. I'm going to try to summarize. Basically, there was 5 witnesses that wanted to testify. George Knapp was one of them. I'm a absolutely massive fan of George Knapp. He showed up with so much evidence and so much paperwork that if I need a crime ever solved in my entire life, I'm getting this guy, because this guy is absolutely the most thorough person I've ever seen. I have my issues with Jeremy Corbell as well, obviously, but I think he's more on the right side than he is on the wrong side, which I kind of think Lou Elizondo is, if I haven't ever made that clear in previous videos. But back to the 5 witnesses. There was a police officer. It might have been a military police officer. There was a man in the Navy. He's still in the Navy. He still has his job, never faced any backlash. George Knapp, obviously. Mr. Borland, who I'll get to in a second, who was military intelligence officer. We'll get into what he actually witnessed. Beyond bizarre. He's also extremely nervous. And then we had Mr. Spielberger was his name, sorry. And he was more of a person that was more for the the whistleblower protection side of it. They didn't really go to him too much. Let's get into Mr. Borland's testimony here.
Mr. Borland, in your testimony, you described witnessing large triangular craft while stationed at Langley Air Force Base in 2012.
What?
Can you explain what you observed in terms of size, behavior, and why you're confident it was not conventional technology?
Great question, ma'am. So on the base, I lived in the barracks. There was a little smoke pit outside. I was there on the telephone and looking across to the flight line, and I see a white light pop up and stop about 100 feet in the air. I thought it was a weather balloon. I've seen tests from there before, weeknight, normal thing, not surprising. I actually finished my cigarette and I began walking up towards the flight line. There is a track, and because I was on 3 months of night work, I would walk the track at night when we were weathered down. And as I began walking towards the flight line and the track, the light then flies across the base, across the flight line, and as it flies to me, a triangle manifests around the light.
What?
I can't tell you if it's active camouflage. I can't tell you if it appeared around the light, but I can tell you that it was a white light, and then it was a triangle. It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got extremely hot, completely froze, dead. I remember how thick it was.
This is crazy, man.
It was between 1 to 2 stories thick, equilateral triangle. I could never see the top of it, and the edges were 90 degrees. There were 4 lights in total, 1 light on each corner and a larger light in the center, 2 to 3 times the size of the corner lights. But what was really odd was the outside. The best way to describe it is like looking at a James Webb telescope picture where you have the colors and then the black background. So the craft itself was this black metallic flake paint, but on top of the craft was this gold, lava, plasma, some type of fluid going over and around the craft.
What?
I wondered this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the center light flashes 2 to 3 times, no sound, immediately shoots up to commercial jet level minimum, in my opinion.
3,000 feet?
And I immediately feel static electricity all over my body, and then I smell the smell of after a thunderstorm or lightning storm, that really strong summer thunderstorm smell. Gets up to flight level. I'm trying to get my phone reset, and I can only see the center light at this point. If I didn't actually see it take off, I would have thought it was a star. And then it hovers up there, and it begins to slowly move due east out over the Atlantic Ocean. I finally got my phone reset. The entire thing was about, from the time I saw the light pop up near the hangar until it took off out over the ocean, was about 15 minutes.
And following up to that question, after you disclose this information to the intelligence community, Inspector General,
this is key.
You're subject to phishing attempts and job blacklisting. How widespread do you think this is across the intelligence community for those who raise concerns regarding UAP programs?
It's a difficult question to answer. I think prior to David Grush and people beginning this process of bringing people into awareness of the reality of these programs and certain things people have witnessed, probably extremely widespread.
Yeah.
I think today there's still an issue, but because people are able to come before you and people are speaking out, I think it has been somewhat less. I would hope, though, that people would, because if this goes back into closed doors, this is going to get really ugly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the more people that come out and speak out, and the more people that kind of stand up, the more people that are going to be encouraged to do so as well.
What type of behavior have you witnessed from former Aero director Sean Kilpatrick as well as his staff in relate to this information you provided to them? Did they ever try to classify this information as non-human technology?
Good question. The problem with this is that I know what I experienced firsthand, and I know other things. I think the staff at Aero that I met with in March of 2023, I think they were good people doing the job they were told to do. I did not meet with Kirkpatrick. He was either not present or did not want to meet me that day. However, they did classify information about the reality of this subject, and it was very concerning because in my Aero MFR, they had actually referenced a former staff member that was the one who told me to go there, and they probably shouldn't have done that.
And real quick before my time is up, and we might go to second round of questioning just so you're all aware, how important, given everything that you've seen and experienced, is the UAP Disclosure Act of 2025 in restoring both public accountability and trust?
I think very important. I would hope, though, that the 7-year window could be shrunk, my opinion, but very important. The truth needs to be known.
What? That's crazy. That actually sounds a lot like the UFO incident that happened in Shag Harbor, where they saw a big ball of light that sort of was almost like a big ball of plasma. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that you could somebody actually witness this. And the guy actually seems pretty nervous. So whether he's lying or not, I don't know. It's up to you guys to decide. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think that this guy is lying. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Son of a bitch.